Have you ever stopped to think about that simple box of baking soda sitting in your kitchen cupboard? You probably use it for baking, maybe cleaning. But what if I told you that this humble white powder is being talked about, sometimes even quietly recommended, for things far beyond keeping your refrigerator fresh? What if it holds the potential to impact your health in ways you never imagined? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Could a pinch of baking soda dissolved in water really be a hidden key to easing digestion, boosting your energy, or even supporting vital organs as we age? We see claims swirling around online, promising almost miraculous results. But here's something we need to ask ourselves, especially as we focus on maintaining our health and vitality in our senior years. Are we chasing a quick fix, or are we truly understanding what we're putting into our bodies? Because let's be honest, sometimes the simplest things can have complex effects. While some might whisper about baking soda water as a secret weapon for wellness, could there be hidden risks? Could this everyday item actually cause problems if we're not careful? In this video, we're going to delve deep into the claims surrounding baking soda water. We'll look at 7 potential health benefits that often get mentioned. But more importantly, we're going to explore the critical precautions, the things you absolutely need to know before even considering trying this. Because the difference between potentially helping your body and accidentally harming it can come down to understanding the details. Before we jump in, if you're finding value in discussions that look at health topics with a critical, balanced eye, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're building a community focused on smart, informed choices for staying strong and healthy. And let us know in the comments, where are you tuning in from today? It's always encouraging to see how far these important conversations reach. All right, let's start with perhaps the most common reason people turn to baking soda water: digestive discomfort. That fiery feeling of heartburn after a meal, the uncomfortable bloating, the acid reflux that can ruin a good night's sleep. Does this sound familiar? Millions of people struggle with these issues daily. The idea here is pretty straightforward. Baking soda, chemically known as sodium bicarbonate, is alkaline. Stomach acid, which causes that burning feeling when it creeps up where it shouldn't, is, well, acidic. The theory is simple chemistry. Mix an alkali with an acid and you neutralize it. When baking soda hits your stomach acid, it causes a reaction that produces salt, water, and carbon dioxide gas. Think of it like a tiny fizzing reaction that calms the acid fire. This neutralization can indeed raise the pH in your stomach quite quickly, reducing that acidity and potentially offering fast relief from that burning sensation. You might feel better almost immediately. And there is science that backs this up to some extent. Studies, like one mentioned in BMJ Open Gastroenterology back in 2022, have shown that bicarbonate-rich water can significantly improve heartburn symptoms compared to a placebo. It seems logical. Less acid irritation means less pain. Beyond just heartburn, some proponents suggest it helps with general indigestion or that heavy, bloated feeling after eating, especially after rich or fatty meals. The thinking is that by neutralizing some acid, it might help things move along a bit smoother. Research in publications like the American Journal of Gastroenterology has pointed towards sodium bicarbonate helping relieve dyspepsia, easing bloating, and stomach pain for some individuals. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that what antacid tablets do? And you're right. Baking soda water works on a similar principle. The appeal for some is its simplicity, just powder and water, no extra ingredients often found in commercial tablets, and it can work very quickly. But here's where we need to pause and think critically. Is quieting the symptom the same as solving the problem? Relying on baking soda regularly for heartburn might be like constantly turning off a smoke alarm without checking for a fire. What's causing the reflux in the first place? Diet? Lifestyle? A medical condition? Baking soda doesn't fix the underlying issue. And there's a bigger concern: sodium. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. If you're using it frequently, you're significantly increasing your sodium intake. For anyone watching their blood pressure, dealing with heart issues, or managing kidney problems, this is a major red flag. We're talking about potentially serious consequences from what seems like a harmless home remedy. Occasional, very infrequent use for sudden, unexpected heartburn might be one thing. But using it regularly, that's a conversation you absolutely need to have with your doctor first. It's not intended for long-term daily use. Let's move on to the second area: kidney health and body pH. This one sounds quite technical, but the idea revolves around maintaining the right acid-base balance in our blood. Our kidneys are incredible organs. They work tirelessly to filter waste and keep our blood chemistry stable, ideally within a very narrow pH range. When the body becomes too acidic over time, it puts a heavy strain on the kidneys. They have to work overtime to get rid of that excess acid. For people whose kidney function is already declining, perhaps due to age or chronic kidney disease, this extra burden can actually speed up kidney damage. The theory here is that because baking soda is alkaline, consuming it might help buffer or neutralize some of that excess acid in the system, taking some pressure off the kidneys. Think of it as giving your kidneys a little assistance in maintaining that crucial pH balance. And again, there's research exploring this. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Pharmacology looked at studies involving CKD patients taking oral sodium bicarbonate. The findings often suggested a slower decline in kidney function compared to those who didn't take it. Some secondary benefits, like reduced muscle wasting, were also noted, which can be linked to chronic acidosis. Another study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry on healthy adults showed bicarbonate-rich water could make urine more alkaline, suggesting a systemic effect. But, and this is a crucial but, this is not a do-it-yourself treatment for kidney disease. The studies involved specific medical contexts, often using pharmaceutical-grade bicarbonate under strict medical supervision. Trying to self-manage kidney health with kitchen baking soda is incredibly risky. Why? Again, sodium. Damaged kidneys struggle to handle excess sodium and fluid. Adding more sodium via baking soda could worsen blood pressure, cause fluid retention, and potentially overload the heart. If you have any kidney concerns, even mild ones, messing with your body's complex acid-base balance without your doctor's explicit guidance is playing with fire. The potential benefits seen in controlled studies absolutely do not translate to casually drinking baking soda water at home if you have kidney issues. Please talk to your doctor. Next up, urinary tract health. Urinary tract infections, or UTIs, are unfortunately common, especially for women. They can be painful and disruptive. The thinking here connects back to pH. Many bacteria that cause UTIs, like E. coli, seem to thrive and stick better to the urinary tract lining in an acidic environment. So the idea is, if baking soda can make the blood slightly more alkaline, maybe it can also make the urine more alkaline as the kidneys filter it out. Could creating a less acidic environment in the urinary tract make it harder for bacteria to grow and cause trouble. Some research, like a 2017 study in the International Urogynecology Journal, looked at women with urinary symptoms linked to acidic urine. Taking sodium bicarbonate did raise their urinary pH significantly, and they reported fewer symptoms like urgency and discomfort. The logic is that by changing the environment, you might make it less hospitable for bacteria. Here's my perspective on this. While shifting pH might offer some very mild, early symptomatic relief for some people prone to UTIs, it is absolutely not a treatment for an active UTI. Let me be crystal clear. If you suspect you have a UTI, the burning, the frequency, the urgency, maybe even pain or fever, you need to see a doctor and likely need antibiotics. Trying to flush it out with baking soda water instead of getting proper medical treatment could allow the infection to worsen, potentially spreading to the kidneys, which is serious. Think of it this way. Changing the urine pH might make the environment slightly less welcoming for bacteria, but it doesn't kill the bacteria already, they're causing the infection. Relying on baking soda here could be dangerous. Prevention is key, and prompt treatment for active infections is non-negotiable. Using baking soda as a primary defense, in my opinion, the risks of delaying proper treatment far outweigh any potential minor benefit. Let's switch gears to exercise, performance, and recovery. Athletes are always looking for an edge. During intense exercise, our muscles produce lactic acid, which contributes to that burning feeling and fatigue. The theory is that if you take baking soda before a workout, it increases the bicarbonate levels in your blood. This enhanced buffering capacity could help neutralize that exercise-induced acid buildup more effectively. What might this mean? Potentially, you could push harder for longer before hitting that wall of fatigue. Some studies, like one in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, did show athletes performing longer in high-intensity workouts after taking sodium bicarbonate compared to a placebo. They reported feeling less exertion. The potential benefit might even extend to recovery. That muscle soreness we feel after a tough workout is partly linked to the acidic environment created during exercise. So, could baking soda help neutralize that lingering acidity faster, potentially reducing soreness and speeding up recovery? Research from Frontiers in Nutrition suggests this might be possible, showing better performance and less post-workout discomfort for some who supplemented. Now let's bring this back to reality for most of us. Are we high-performance athletes pushing our absolute limits? Probably not. The dosages used in these studies are often quite specific and timed carefully before exercise. There's also a common side effect: gastrointestinal distress, stomach aches, bloating, diarrhea. Is potential tummy trouble worth a slight performance edge for a regular workout? More importantly, for seniors focusing on health and longevity, is artificially pushing past fatigue signals always the wisest approach? Maybe listening to our bodies, focusing on consistent, moderate exercise, proper hydration, and natural recovery processes is a healthier long-term strategy than relying on hacks like baking soda loading, especially given the potential side effects and the sodium load. It just doesn't seem practical or necessary for most people's fitness goals. How about gout management? Gout is a painful form of arthritis caused by a buildup of uric acid crystals in the joints. Uric acid is more likely to form these sharp, painful crystals in an acidic environment. So, the connection here again relates to pH. If baking soda can make the blood and urine slightly more alkaline, could it help keep uric acid dissolved, making it less likely to crystallize in the joints and easier for the kidneys to excrete? There is some research suggesting this might play a role. A 2024 study in the British Journal of Hospital Medicine found that adding sodium bicarbonate to standard gout medication led to greater reductions in uric acid levels and fewer crystal deposits compared to medication alone. It seems plausible that optimizing the body's internal environment could support uric acid management. However, let's be very clear. Baking soda is not a cure for gout, and it cannot replace essential medications or crucial dietary changes prescribed by your doctor. At best, it might be considered a potential complementary strategy under strict medical guidance. Why the strong caution? Gout often goes hand in hand with other conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, and kidney issues. Exactly the conditions where extra sodium from baking soda is dangerous. Trying to self-treat gout with baking soda without discussing it thoroughly with your doctor, considering your overall health profile and medications, is unwise. It's about optimizing the whole picture with professional help, not just tinkering with pH. Let's talk about oral health, fresher breath, and mouth sores. Bad breath often comes from bacteria in the mouth producing sulfur compounds, and these bacteria can thrive in an acidic environment. Mouth sores, like canker sores, can also feel worse and heal slower when things are too acidic. Rinsing the mouth with a diluted baking soda solution can neutralize acids in the mouth temporarily. This might make the environment less friendly for those odor-causing bacteria, potentially leading to fresher breath. Studies, like one from the Journal of Clinical Dentistry, showed baking soda rinses increased oral pH and reduced bad breath markers. For mouth sores or mild throat irritation, the soothing pH balancing effect might offer some temporary comfort. Its mild cleansing action could also help without the harshness of alcohol-based mouthwashes. Some research even suggests it can help reduce counts of bacteria linked to gum inflammation. My take? As an occasional rinse for temporary freshness or to soothe a canker sore, diluted baking soda seems relatively low risk if you spit it out. It's certainly gentler than many commercial products. However, using it too often or in too strong a concentration could potentially be abrasive to tooth enamel over time or disrupt the natural balance of your oral microbiome. It's not a substitute for good brushing, flossing, and regular dental checkups. Think of it as a possible temporary aid, not a cornerstone of oral hygiene. Finally, soothing irritated skin. This benefit is about external use, adding baking soda to bath water, not drinking it. Skin irritation, like from eczema, insect bites, or heat rash, can sometimes be worsened by an acidic skin surface, which can compromise the skin's barrier and increase itchiness. Adding baking soda to a lukewarm bath creates a mildly alkaline solution. Soaking in this water might help neutralize surface acids, potentially calming irritation and reducing that maddening itch. A study in the Journal of Dermatological Treatment found that baking soda baths did help patients with chronic itchy conditions report less itching and more comfort. For things like eczema or psoriasis, it might help soften dry patches or scales. For localized issues like bug bites, a paste of baking soda and a little water applied gently might offer some relief. It also acts as a very mild cleanser. Important considerations. This is for mild relief. It's not a treatment for severe skin conditions or open wounds. And while it's generally mild, using it too often or in too high a concentration could potentially dry out the skin. It's crucial to rinse well afterwards and always follow up with a good moisturizer to protect the skin barrier. Think of it as a gentle, temporary soothing agent, not a primary therapy. So, how to prepare it? If, after considering all the warnings and ideally speaking with your doctor, you decide to try baking soda water for occasional digestive discomfort, the typical suggestion is very small. Half a teaspoon dissolved thoroughly in about 6 to 8 ounces of water. Some suggest taking it on an empty stomach, others 1 to 2 hours after a meal. But the warnings are paramount. Do not exceed this small amount. More is absolutely not better and increases risks. This is not for continuous daily use. Think occasional, infrequent relief, if at all. Absolutely essential if you have kidney disease, high blood pressure, heart failure, liver disease, or are on a sodium-restricted diet. You should avoid drinking baking soda water unless your doctor specifically approves and monitors you. The sodium load is a serious risk. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should avoid it. If you have persistent bloating or swelling, avoid it. If you are taking other medications, especially antacids, antibiotics, or blood pressure drugs, talk to your doctor first about potential interactions. The bottom line: baking soda is a simple substance, but its effects on the body, especially when ingested regularly or in inappropriate amounts, can be complex and potentially harmful. While there might be some plausible mechanisms for temporary relief in specific situations, the risks associated with sodium load, potential electrolyte imbalances, and masking underlying health issues are significant. It is absolutely crucial to approach this with extreme caution and skepticism. It's not a magic health tonic, and it's certainly not a replacement for proper medical diagnosis and treatment, a balanced diet, or healthy lifestyle choices. That quick fix might seem appealing, but understanding the potential downsides is key to making truly informed decisions about your health. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever heard these claims about baking soda water, or perhaps even tried it? Share your experiences or questions in the comments below, responsibly of course. Let's continue the conversation. You found this balanced discussion helpful? Please give this video a like and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our future deep dives into health topics. Check out the other videos on screen now for more insights into maintaining your well-being naturally and safely. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay cautious, and here's to making smart choices for your health.